What's going on, awesome people? Good evening. Happy Saturday to you. This is my second live of today. It's Saturday, June 24th. My name is Iman Hushmand. And we've been doing these awesome people IG lives with all the amazing people that are making the Azadi Festival happen on Monday, July 3rd at Ship Garden Tyson's. And it's become such a great collaborative effort. So many people that have signed up to become ambassadors, allies, vendors, sponsors, musicians, performers. I mean, we're building a community one person at a time, and it's becoming stronger, it's becoming more loving, it's becoming more supportive, it's becoming more exciting, like it's just, it's very inspirational. And I'm just glad that I have a part in this community, because around me are just some people that give you hope that there's so much good in the world, and that this world is not just filled with greedy, arrogant, egotistical, warmongering people, and that no, there are actually people that have so much love in their heart, and that they care for humanity, they care for respect and integrity and honesty. And in this case, we're all fighting to give every opportunity to the people of Iran a chance to have the freedoms that many of you have in your respective countries. Many of you watching are living in America or outside of Iran, and so you are experiencing and you're living freedom, the freedom to get on the phone and say whatever you like, go on the street and say whatever you want without any fear of repercussion or any other type of penalties that you have and that you're gonna get. And my guest tonight is going to be Shiva Saber, and Shiva is an incredible human being. She's got an incredible story that you'll just have to stick around to hear. And I've known her from afar for a long time, but she's been a uniter at Unite and Conquer since the beginning of the revolution, and has devoted so much of her time, energy, effort, heart, creative talent to what we've been doing at Unite and Conquer. And she's done it with such grace, with so much positivity, so much kindness. And I will never ever forget her involvement in the 12-hour live stream rally for Iran that we did back on November 11th, because she literally was by my side when we did it out of our DC studio, and literally all day, all night, she helped make that live stream happen. And so these are little things that we've experienced together, and I'm very appreciative. And I'm looking forward to now introducing her to you, in case you have never had the pleasure of meeting Shiva Saber. And I'm actually waiting for her to come on, but I don't see her. So give me a moment, and hopefully Shiva Jun will come on. But until she comes on to request to join, okay, there we go. There she is. Go. But yeah, so please help me welcome Shiva Saber, a nice little virtual welcome. And thank you for joining and watching. I see some familiar faces here. Hi, Shiva Jun, how are you?
Hi.
I was about to message you and be like, hey girl, are you still are you
It's
still
okay. I just sent the request before you said it. I was like, I'm just gonna send it now.
I know, it's okay. Well, I hope you're doing good. It's a Saturday evening. I appreciate you making time.
No, of course. I also with my dogs.
I can hear.
I
I can
have
hear.
3 of them.
Yes.
So it could get crazy sometimes.
I bet. I know you're a lover of humans and also dogs, and so I'm not surprised that you have or pets in general.
Yes.
So listen, I'd like for you to give a little background about yourself for those who've never had the chance to get to know you. So tell people where you were born, where were you raised, and then we'll get to now.
Sure. I was born in Mardash, Iran. It's a small city about 30 minutes south, or I think it's south of Persepolis, which is very close to Shiraz. I was basically living in Shiraz most of my time. We moved from Shiraz to Turkey when I was about 16, 17, and we landed actually in Miami originally when we got to US. but we ended up moving from Miami to Virginia, and now we've been here for almost 18 years, I believe, 19 years now.
Okay. And let's kind of get into fast forwarding to the past year where you and I really got to know each other much better, where you've been fighting side by side with all of us at the Uniters and Unite and Conquer. And just tell me how your experience has been fighting in this revolution, and why it means so much to you to keep this fire of this revolution alive, because we're now 10 months in and it's been like ebbs and flows. Tell me about what drives you to continue to fight now that we're 10 months in.
Of course, my personal experience is like the first thing that drives me. But when the revolution happened, I told myself, this is it. This is when things are gonna change. And I had seen the Green Movement. I remember very clearly what happened to Neda. Like, I can't forget the image, the video that was like going viral. But like a lot of those things, and you know, for me, it's like every little thing matters, and we just need to like unite and get behind each other, and find a common, you know, cause, common reason to just stick together and get through this. I'm sure we could get rid of this regime for once and for all.
Once and for all.
Yeah.
And you know, by now, you know, I feel like this revolution has really put a spotlight on the Baha'is of the world, you know, especially Iranian Baha'is. And you yourself are of the Baha'i faith, you know, and which means that you've been, you and your fellow Baha'is in the community have been subject to so much hardship and discrimination and oppression. And I still remember a week ago, you sent a voice note to me and Mona and Maryam after you have provided your bio for the carousels that all the ambassadors have been posting with a little bit of background about themselves. And you know, you were about to reveal something very personal that you never ever shared publicly, and you were dodel, as they say. You know, you were kind of on the fence on whether or not you should be sharing such a personal and traumatic experience. And I want to just kind of take a little snippet of what you wrote, and then I want you to kind of share with those watching, you know, like why you decided now to say something, and then also just how how the response has been. And for those of you watching, if you haven't read the bio that she posted, it said Shiva, a survivor of discrimination and abuse, emerged as an activist from Shiraz, Iran. Her experiences, including surviving sexual assault at 13, ignited her passion for justice and women's safety in a country governed by fear. Advocating for religious freedom, women's rights, and human rights, Shiva raises awareness about violations, particularly among religious minorities like the Baha'i community. So you shared something that, you know, is just one of the worst things that could happen. It happened to you at 13. Why did you choose to share such a personal experience publicly last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think I was thinking, like, what was the reason, the first thing that I've been thinking about, what was the reason that I waited so long to even want to publicly speak about it or share it, you know, with friends or family. And the first thing I was afraid. I had fear, and, you know, when I had this experience, you know, beside the experience, like I was like even given more fear by like being, you know, harassed, and, you know, the things that followed from that moment. And I always was afraid to just come out and, you know, openly talk about it. But I think I'm trying to just shine a light on everything that is happening in Iran, especially the women of Iran, the ones that are in prison or the ones that just experience this. And, you know, bring, like, I guess in some way, I'm looking for justice for myself and a lot of the women in Iran. And just in some way, like, giving dignity back to women of Iran. That has been something that's been taken away from them by the regime or the forces in Iran. So I'm just looking for that.
So that was obviously like it was a huge step for you, you know. And I'm just wondering, like, ever since you got that out, how have you been feeling? Like, what's been the reaction? Are you glad that you got it out? Are there any regrets, or what are your feelings and thoughts about you sharing this personal information?
Um, I don't have regrets. I think another reason that made me feel comfortable to want to share this experience is because I have a community behind me that I didn't in the past. Unite and Conquer has been my community for the past 9 months, 10 months. So I felt comfortable that I could come out and I could share something like this with my community and I would receive love. And I shared it with you as well, and Mona and Mariam, and I received love from you guys. It was in some way a comfort to me. So that I think that's the main reason.
Well, first of all, Shivaji, I appreciate you having the trust in us to share that. And um, you know, like, I've always admired and respected you for being such a powerful and strong woman. And I just my love and respect for you went through the roof when you decided to share something like that. And I feel like you're just inspiration to so many people. And I'm sure that a lot of women that may have experienced something like that, when you share something like that, it will give them the strength to overcome that, and by not letting it um, keep them in a corner, because you all deserve to get the justice, you know. And so
Exactly.
if there's other people that have experienced what you've experienced, is there some kind of advice that you'd like to share with them? Is there something that you want to say to them that might be of help to them?
Um, I know every individual's experience is different. Um, but I think one thing that I would say, it's like, obviously, when you feel comfortable or when you think that you have that support, you know, it's on you. Whenever you are ready to talk about it, you just have to make sure that you have that, community behind you. And I'm sure I myself, I was given a reassurance by you and that community that I'm part of, that I got to that point that I wanted to break my silence and talk about it. And I think the more we are true to ourselves and the more that we're willing to share our experiences, especially in something like what is happening in Iran, and obviously a lot of, Iranian women are going through it. I think, that is in some way it's empowering, and it's empowering the women of Iran.
Absolutely. um, what is one thing about Baha'is that you think that the rest of the world doesn't fully know about them? If there's something that you can kind of share that will enlighten others about the Baha'is, would you mind sharing that?
Um, I think for me, and especially like, I don't know if you were aware, this last week or two in June was the basically anniversary of what happened to the 10 women in Iran, in Shiraz. And I remember that like every Friday that we would go to our classes, we were taught about what happened to them. Um, and honestly, I think I don't want to like I respect everyone's beliefs. But I think, what the regime in Iran is making the Baha'is to be, it's not like, they're basically stopping our growth and in some ways, like, we can't progress. If they see us excelling in something, they immediately, we seem like a threat to them. Um, but honestly, I think what I've learned from, my experience in all of it, I think the Baha'i religion speaks of unity, um, and peace, world peace a lot. And that is something that I find myself to always be looking for. I just like tell people, if we were a little bit kinder, we will be like in a better world. And yesterday, like, I was hearing everything about what was happening in Russia, and I'm like, it's like the world is going to shit. If we were just a little kinder to each other, things would be a lot more different.
Well,
And that is the biggest like takeaway that I have had from, being raised Baha'i.
you know what's ironic is that the reason why they are so much after Baha'is, speaking of the Islamic regime, is because you all exude everything that can break them. It is that ultimate faith, it is that ultimate unity, it is love, it is kindness, it is it's ultimate faith in your faith, faith in your faith. And the story that you're referencing, which I didn't realize that they practice or teach or talk about it every Friday, is it was the 40-year anniversary of the 10 women, and you guys had a whole hashtag campaign. Our story is one, and it was incredible. For those who don't know, is that every Baha'i woman that day that was executed, they were given an opportunity to recant their faith, and one by one they continued to say no and no. And even when it got to the last one, Mona was her name, she kissed the noose. And again, like, so, I mean, incredible faith, and it's and what an incredible faith the Baha'i faith is. The more that I learn about it, the more that I meet the people from the Baha'i community. So much. I'm not a person that's really into religion, but I feel like every single day I have so much more love and respect for the faith the Baha'is have. And so perhaps in some way I'm adopted into the community.
It definitely will adopt you into the community.
So speaking of community, Azadi Festival is something that when I decided to do it, it was more about doing an event, bringing people together, and usually when I do these events, that is the goal, is to bring people together, because I just love to see people together. I love to see people dancing and singing and joy, everything the regime hates, But what I've sensed and experienced in Azadi Festival is the community and the unity of our group of ambassadors that have come together as we work hand in hand, and like, I've never experienced something like this. Previously when I produced events, they were my team, my employees. This is just what I was hoping to create the day of the Azadi Festival. We've created already, and I would love for you to kind of share your experience in the past month, for somebody that's been so intricately involved in helping make Azadi Festival. Why did you decide to be an ambassador? Tell me about your experience so far and the people that you've been working with.
Um, well, the reason I decided to be an ambassador, I mean, it's just to celebrate the culture, but it's not just about a celebration. It's we all have one thing in common. At this very moment, culture is what we have in common. So we need to unite behind that, and we will find an answer. So that's the reason that I was like, okay, I have to be involved. And a lot of and I have seen how the community, a lot of these people that you have invited or have become ambassador or allies from different part of the country, I just find it very unique that that's all it takes, that we just all have to get behind one thing and push one another and share ourselves in some ways, or share our time, and really we could make a difference. And in some ways, everyone is doing a little bit of what they can with what they have, but it's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you're wearing so many hats, Shiva, and I feel like there's multiple departments. People don't even realize just how much is going to happen in this 12-hour ultimate Iranian experience. But one thing that you're leading the charge in is this Sunnati room that is so much more than just a room. It's an experience. I'd love for you to share a little bit more about what we have prepared with the whole immersive experience.
So our goal is to when you step into this room, you feel that you're at Bazar Vakil, or you're at a tea house with hookah, somewhere in Iran. You're in Galat, or what is that area in Tehran, or when you go out, all of those indoor outdoor fields. So that's what our goal is. And we're doing a lot of different things, and we're going to bring that that image, but it also will have a little bit of us in it and what we're trying to accomplish. A little bit of, a hint of revolution. But I think, you have to like experience it.
Yeah.
But and I'm very visual person. I was actually out shopping this afternoon for this. I was like, oh, this would be good. And I was like, when I was imagining, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Like I want the people that are walking in there feel like if you're from Shiraz, that you just step back into Bazar Vakil. But that is my goal. Like that is our goal, the team's goal. I don't want to give away too much, but without giving away too much, the experience will be unique.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 12-hour experience from 1:11 p.m. to 1:11 a.m. In addition to this immersive experience, we have a kids corner, which you're also helping to some capacity. What can you share about the kids corner?
I'm very excited for the kids corner about Ashia and Shahnameh for kids. I actually I got my hands on a copy of Shahnameh. So I'm like, I'm going to bring that to the event and it will be there. So I'm very excited about that. But there's a lot of different things that's happening. And I have, 7 nieces and nephews. So I'm hoping they're able to come and, enjoy the experience. But it is a family-friendly event and there will be a lot of different things to do for the kids.
And for somebody that has 3 dogs, there's even a dog park so people can bring their dogs, their kids,
absolutely,
entire family, all ages. I mean, if you have elderly family friends and you bring them earlier in the day, if you want to come for a nightcap, there's stuff down there. There's live performances from singers to musicians to poetry, and of course, like you mentioned, a hint of revolutionary stuff. We have our entire hashtag revolution family over there. And for those of you who've seen all the promotional material, especially the flyer and the promo videos, in the background, you will see a beautiful greenish, whitish, reddish design of the Azadi Tower. And I want to make sure I recognize you, Shiva Jun, for being the artist who created that design. And as soon as she sent it, I remember, because I was like, we need a nice, powerful image in the background. And then like Shiva Jun sent it in the WhatsApp to her. I was like, I want this. And then she said it was her own design. And I was like, why am I not surprised that Shiva is also the creator? I couldn't believe it. I had to like double check. I'm like, you mean that you created this? So anywhere that you see this design, that is this young lady right here who created it. And I want to add one more thing about it. If you all click in the link in my bio and you go to our online merch store, where you can get Azadi Festival hats, shirts, water bottles. I made sure that we have her artwork as a canvas that you can get, and there's only a limited number that are available, and so you can literally get Shiva Jun's art piece right there. And if you come in person, then she'll sign it for you too, And so it's going to be pretty cool to have. I don't know, like I can't wait to have it up against the wall. It's going to be forever etched in my memory, and we appreciate you being the image of the entire Azadi Festival. You created that for us.
That's my way of giving back, and like whatever, every little thing, like I said, every little thing that I can do. And I didn't even think that would be something we go with. I'm like, oh, I play with this a little bit, and I always like create things like that, digital arts. So I was like, I've been playing with a lot of, Iran things and all of that. So I was like, I'm going to share this. And I think when we decided that we're going to name it Azadi Festival, I was like, I have the perfect image for this.
It's as perfect as.
Yeah, I'm honored that you guys decided to use it.
Speaking of giving back, you're such a giving person in general. And when you go back to Iran and Iran is free, and we know that it's around the corner at some point, what is the first thing that Shiva Saber is going to do when she goes back to a free Iran?
Oh, there's a lot of different things. Like to choose one, but I mean, like I have a long list. I think I would like to visit my grandmother. That would be like one of the first things that I would do. And rest of my family, obviously I want to see all of those, like every individual that I've lost connection with, my friends. I want to connect with my people. I want to go see the country. Like I did not see a lot of Iran when I lived there. I think I only was in Tehran for a day or two, and I got really sick from the pollution. That was my experience there. But I want to go experience and see the rest of the country, but at the same time, I want to give back to the community and to rebuilding the country. And I definitely want to pay my respect to every life that has been lost for a cause.
Do you see yourself going back to live there?
Absolutely. Yeah, no question.
I
In
remember
some way,
we actually briefly talked about it. That's right. Yeah, it's at least it's
um,
where you want to go retire, I feel like.
at least, or my partner and I, like, I think we agreed that I would be able to go 3 4 months out of the year. I want to go. I mean, Iran is my home. As much as I've have a lot of opportunities here, Iran will always be my home. My heart beats for Iran, so I want to be able to come and go as I please, or if I choose to live there again, I want to have that ability.
One of our viewers here, he was saying that the first thing he'll do is Ab Havij Bastani.
Oh,
And if you come to Azadi Festival, Ab Havij
we have all
it's
Pakistani,
part
yes.
of our menu. So maybe you guys got to fly in and be a part of it. Um, what is Shiva Saber's vision for a free Iran? What does it look like to you?
Um, I think like there's a lot goes to a free Iran. Like right now, we don't talk about it. Right now, our goal is just to get rid of this regime. But there's a lot gonna there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be involved, like the political aspect of it, the society, and all of that. I'm just hoping that people will be united after we have reached that freedom for Iran, and that we stay united for the rebuilding of the country. That it takes a lot. There's a lot that needs to be changed in a lot of different aspects. So I just hope that we stay united and we continue, because the fight does not end when the country is free.
Yeah, the real work begins after we take
Yes.
over. Very cool. Well, Shivajan, I'm glad that we had a chance to share a little bit of your story. People definitely now know, why you have so much fuel and passion for your people. And I can only speak on behalf of myself, but I'm very grateful for every ounce of energy that you've been putting into what we do at Unite and Conquer. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we're doing for not having individuals like you a part of it. So thank you for being who you are, and I hope that we get to go to Iran together, and we
Absolutely, we
get to go travel all over Iran with our fellow revolution family.
I
And
cannot wait.
yeah, for sure. And Shiraz, we got to go check out Shiraz with
Yes.
Shiraz,
You
So
guys have to, yes. There's like the bastani of having, it just tastes different in Shiraz. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. So.
I'm sure. All right, as Mozo Khoy Bash, thank you again for everything. And back to work. We got a lot to do for July 3rd.
Yes,
So,
full
Mozo Khoy
steam.
Bash,
Yes, we got a lot of work to do.
Umida Azadi.
Azadi.
Tab Bakhair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Shiva Saber, one of our ambassadors.
Remind me how I go out.
The top right, you can press the X button, and
Oh, got it. All
you're gonna go.
right.
Ciao. Bye bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this thing from the beginning, I hope you realize that like when you become a part of the ambassador family of Azadi Festival, you truly become part of a family where you have that sense of belonging. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to start Unite and Conquer is because I myself felt a need to belong to a group of people that were from where I was from, that I didn't get to experience in my own motherland inside of Iran, as somebody who was born and raised outside of it and never lived there. And that's what the Azadi family ambassadors are. That's what the Uniters at Unite and Conquer are. And if you feel the same way, just know that we welcome you with open arms, and we need more people to help us make Azadi Festival an incredible experience, both in person and virtually. So wherever you are in the world, know that you can have a role and a place in what we're doing, and we definitely need more help. So you can click the link in the bio to find out 6 ways that you can help support Azadi Festival and help build this community that we're continuing to build. I will say we're basically like a snowball that is now becoming an avalanche. Every single day, there's more people that are joining as an ambassador, as an ally, as a sponsor, as a vendor, as a performer. In some shape or form, every single day, there's more people that are putting their hand up and they're saying that I want to be a part of this process. Be a part of this process. Don't be shy. Reach out, ask me questions, click the link in the bio. Let's all work together to really build the ideal community that we would eventually want to see in our homeland again. Free, loving, kind, supportive people. That's what the Azadi Festival ambassadors are. That's what we're trying to build at Unite and Conquer. And we need you to continue building us and making us stronger and making us better so that we can learn from each other, be inspired by each other, and do epic shit together. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern is going to be one of the performers of Azadi Festival. It's one of my good friends, Kamyare Arsani. He is an incredible vocalist. He plays a daft, and I'm looking forward to talking to him tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Until then, Shabbat Mecher, Ba'omide, Azadi.